Scripties, welcome to season 2, episode 16 of Scripts and Screams. I'm Ashana Robinson.
And I'm Imani Nicole. What's new in the film and TV world?
So I'm excited to report that our new fave, Pierre, has officially been casted as Jon Stewart in the DCU series Green Lantern. And this just comes 1 month after his breakout role in Rebel Ridge. I know we had saw him in Foe. And I mean, and Foe, his performance was okay. I feel like the character wasn't written to really have like a performance, but I noticed like he was handsome. I did take note of that. But in Malcolm X, that's when I actually really fell in love with him as an actor. So it's good for me to see him progress so quickly after those roles. But what are you thinking?
Yeah, same. I love Aaron. He's awesome. Yeah. I was about to take it somewhere with a joke, and then I'm like, you know what, Imani, you're growing. Just stop it. So I'm not going to take it there. But
we want to hear it.
No, I was just going to say, like, it's like, this is the only Aaron I like. Like, I'm not a big fan of Aaron's. Like, that's the only Aaron I like. But then I thought about it, and I was like, oh, Imani, stop it. I was just being funny. I thought it was a funny joke. Girl, close your damn mouth. You're out of control. I'm so tired of you. I wasn't trying to say it. I was completely fine moving on to the next thing.
You don't like Aaron Rodgers?
I do actually like Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know if I do or not. Like, I do. That's the quarterback for the Jets, right?
Is it the Jets? Oh God, don't give me.
Yeah, he used to play for the Packers, but now he's with the Jets.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, so I don't know the full story, but like, I love that him and Shailene Woodley used to be engaged.
Really?
Yes, the girl from Divergent. Then their engagement got called off, and I don't know really why. Like, I feel like she's been very like coy about it, where he's been like, oh, you were like, I love, like, you know how men are. Like, he was just like, oh, I love you so much. Like, you brought out a different side of me, blah, 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 blah. But I feel like there's so much more to that story. So I don't know if I'm a fan of Aaron Rodgers or not. From a football standpoint, yes. But he's still struggling. I mean, he's an amazing quarterback, but he's still not able to close it. Like, they just lost last week, I think, to the Vikings, or it might have been somebody else. But either way, they lost. It was very close, though. But he couldn't close it for the second time. So shout out to Aaron Rodgers. But yeah. And shout out to AP Aaron Pierre. Moving on.
I was talking about a different Aaron.
Here you go. And I forgot that his name is that too. Here you go. All right, we're moving on to Bad Monkey. We're going to be picking up on the second set of episodes of season 1. So we pick back up with the second half of the season, where so many of our questions from the first part get answered. Like, do Evie and Chris / Nick get away with it? Who else dies? Does the Dragon Queen's curse work? Does Neville get his land back? And do Rosa and Yancy ride off into the sunset? And does Bonnie finally get to take accountability for her actions? So we see, after it's all said and done, Evie loves nothing in this world besides her dog, who we see at the end is clearly a vampire. I didn't know dogs could be vampires, but clearly Evie's dog is a vampire.
That's so disgusting.
And does not even care about her, which was crazy. Because I thought she just ate Chris's blood / Nick because she didn't care about him. But no, anybody's blood can get it. Were you shocked by Evie's actions in the end? I know in the prior episode, you were like, you didn't, it was more like you were like, does she really love him? Does she not? Like, you could see things that could support both sides.
Because I honestly can't remember. We watched so much, but no. Okay, so I know she only loves herself. Like, it's clear, like you said, she only loves herself. Yeah. I don't think I was expecting her to kill him, though. I felt like she was going to leave him. Like, I feel like if she had the first opportunity that came up when someone was providing better than he was, she would have jumped ship. But the fact that she actually killed him, that did shock me.
Which is why I want to think about it. And now that you just said that, she really could have left him somewhere. Like, this man doesn't have an arm. So, like, he needs help. Like, she really could have left him anywhere. She did not have to roll him from his wheelchair into the ocean. And, like, I don't know because I have both of my limbs, but I feel like you can, still float without an arm. And, like, I mean, I just think you could. I think I would have gotten back up. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I would have been kicking. I have both of my legs and one arm. I'm like moving to get back to the top of the water. That might just be me. But I love the film's irony that Chris / Nick body was found by Neville when Neville went fishing. When we saw, like, in the initial scene, they paid for that young guy to get on a fishing boat and find Chris/Nick's arm.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting how they tied that all together. I
Mm-hmm.
did not expect the Dragon Queen to die the way she did,
Yeah, not
though.
at all.
Do you think it was a freak accident, or do you think that was part of it because of she had to pay for her part in the takeover of the island?
No, I definitely believe that her dying in the way in which she died was her punishment for how she participated. Because I was really shocked that she stole that man's land. Like, I don't know if you were shocked, but like, I knew
Yeah, the house, right?
yeah, like I just
Yeah,
didn't think
that was
she would take it
crazy.
that far because was essentially doing the same thing as Nick and yeah, Nick, Chris, whatever he was going by at the time, him and Eve. So like when she
Yeah,
did that, I'm like, you're really out here supposed to be helping your people, but you're
right.
stealing from your people. Um, I'm glad she realized it eventually though. She
Yeah,
did
she did.
realize it,
It
but
came full circle.
she had to pay the price. And they all did. They all did.
Yes,
Literally.
yes, they
All of
did.
them. Mhm.
Another connecting point where, and I love how, like, it can bring something up and then it ties to the end. I think that's very hard to do. And I think this show did so many things that are very hard to do.
Mhm.
Was the passing of the Rolex.
Mhm.
So we see that, like, it was on Chris/Nick's arm, and then, like, they took it off because they replaced it with a different watch.
Mhm.
Then we see the Dragon Queen gets her hands on it because she steals it because she's like, okay, this
Right.
is how this is my ticket to go.
Right.
And then, as the series is ending, you think, damn, Neville didn't get, like, in my mind, I was like, damn, Neville didn't get his land back, but he got was that his kid?
I don't think so.
Okay, I wasn't sure because he was like, because in the beginning I feel like she was like, let's see how you act and maybe you get to see her more. So I thought that might have been
Oh.
their child together. I don't know,
Because I was
but I
under the
thought that.
impression that like she was always the unattainable one. Like he was just like smashing girls all over the island, but he never could get
Mm,
Donnie. And I think she didn't like him because he was so everywhere.
mm, I thought he had Donnie. Something
Mm,
gave me vibes that, like, that he had those cheeks before.
mm,
I don't know though, but that was the vibe that I got. But I
mhm.
can see where you're going too. But I don't know. I felt like it was more like he was the one she could never let go of. Like they had a past romantic relationship.
Mm. I think maybe
Um,
it was kind of mutual. I think it's always been kind of mutual.
like there,
Like
like
he was
lingering.
just, yeah, he was just out here with these women, and she was just like, eh.
Like, I'm not about to play with you. Yeah, I have a
Right,
daughter. Yeah, that
right,
makes sense. But we see that basically he got love in the end, and I thought that he wasn't going to get, reparations, but he does because
yeah.
boom, Monkey pulls out the
Mm-hmm.
watch. So I thought that was really cool that he was able to get his money back in an indirect way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of full circle moments in the
Mm-hmm.
show that I really enjoyed, and especially like when Yancy started the series with him like sitting at his house in that chair, and then he ends with him sitting at the house in the chair getting another assignment.
Mm.
Um, I don't feel any closure with the Bonnie situation though. Like I just don't like how she keeps getting away.
Yeah, she's weird. That's what I've
It's
just left it
yeah,
to. Like, no offense, I love me some Michelle Montague. Don't know how to say her. Montag is something like that because I loved her in Maid of Honor with Patrick Dempsey, where, like, she's getting
hmm
married and her best friend's a guy, so he's the maid of honor.
hmm
Um, but like her personality didn't even give. Like, this woman had people, like, they were saying that the man at the jail, like, she was the reason for the divorce, like, and that's how
hmm
she ended up getting out. Like, I didn't see Bonnie's charm. I absolutely love her, like, as an actress, but I didn't feel
yeah,
like her character was as mesmerizing. Like, I don't know, I felt they could have took it a
as
little bit differently
yeah,
to make me maybe understand, like, why, like, men just love her so much. Like,
right.
everything to me was a take. There was no give in any of her situations at all. So I
hmm
just didn't see the attachment that people had.
hmm
And then, like, her dying to get the accountability by, like, blowing the house up and then, like, going to jail and then being like, okay, so what do you think? 3 to 6 weeks? And they're like, no, you're in here for years. And she's like, okay.
Right. And then
But
gets
yeah,
out the same
Bonnie's
day,
special.
like
She
sneaks
she
out
did
the same
what?
day. She got out the same day.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't know. I think writing wise, I think that was just because, like, she had been there, I guess, from like the middle to end. So they were like, we gotta give the people something with Bonnie. Like, the jail isn't enough. I guess to just show, even after the accountability, she's still the same her. Like, if
hmm
when things really get tough, she's gonna figure out a way to, like, not take accountability and
Right.
bounce.
Right. Oh yeah, she was probably like she was an interesting character, but again, like
Hmm.
I just did not. I was not getting the charm that she was supposed to be given. Like, it
Yeah, me
didn't make
either.
sense
I
to
wasn't
me.
invested.
Yeah, it didn't make sense for me. So how did you feel about Rosa ending the relationship with Yancy?
I loved it for her.
Really?
Yes, because look at it like this. So all she did was work, right? Here comes a man coming into her life, and I just don't think men should be the source of your happiness. So I think it was so good that she was so self-aware enough to realize, like, oh, you opened my eyes to this, but you're not the source of this. Like, you just got me to see that there's more. Like, I shouldn't just be working. I need to get out there more. I need to like develop relationships. So, which I think is a flip coin though, because like we see she did try to use the relationship as an ultimatum in the first half, or maybe we didn't discuss that in the first half. I don't remember. I don't think she had given the ultimatum yet, because that
Yeah, I don't
happened
think
in the second
no.
half of the
Yeah, second
season.
half, yeah.
And where basically he sends her home and she's like, come with me now or I'm done. And like he's like, I can't let this go. So I feel like, she gave him that opportunity. And I think maybe if he would have said yes, then it would have been a little bit different. I think she maybe would have been more invested, because she would have looked at it like, oh, he sacrificed this for me, like kind of thing. But because he wasn't willing to basically put it, why should she? Like, that's how I was looking at it. Like, you didn't even, I asked you to do one thing and you didn't. So like, now that you did everything you wanted to do, but at the same time, when he was in the water, it was like her words that made him let go. There were so many people that they played, but it was her that made him like let go. So I'm glad that she's like, oh, I'm going to figure out like what makes me happy. How did you feel about it?
Now that you say that, I can see where you're coming from. Because at first I was annoyed.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
Why? You felt like because he was coming back, I was like, you got what you wanted?
I don't
Like
know.
you
Because
finally got him
it just seemed like, oh, well, maybe because she was always working. So like once you explained it again, I can see.
Yeah.
But like, I just felt like she was single for so long. And then she finally found someone like she feels like she's matching with on so many different levels. And then like, I can see where she gave him the ultimatum because she wanted him to choose her to basically save himself, because he was going on a death mission essentially.
Yes,
But he didn't die, and he came back. So I'm like you said, you got what you wanted. But then I can see she's out here, trying to find herself. But if she knows the dating pool is trash, so
good luck. Good luck, Rosa. You'll be right back at Yancy's beach house.
That's why I'm like, you just keep the one you got, because you in Miami and
okay, you sound just like I rebuke that statement, because this is the dating. You know what? And I was just talking to Bria, and Bria was like, we have to be careful about what we say. I'm rebuking her statement, y'all. The dating pool is not trash. We just have not found that rare fish. There's a lot of goldfish in the you just got to find your Dory. Like, you just got to find it.
I mean, it could be a good fish in trash, but it's trash. Like,
no, I'm not
diamond in
saying
the
that.
rough, like,
the dating pool cannot be trash, because I'm in the dating pool. Well, I'm trying to be. I'm not in the dating pool yet, but I'm hoping to take a dive eventually.
She's in the dating pool. Go ahead, shoot y'all shot.
Please do not. Thank you so much. I just wanted to be organic. So if you like see me, no, I don't want them to shoot their shot at me. I really don't. Like, if you see me in the grocery store, like, definitely make a comment about Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Fruit Loops, and I might think that we're destined. But yeah, no, don't try to get at me.
Well, y'all heard, lady. Grocery store. Where you be at? Publix?
I be at Trader Joe's,
okay.
Whole Foods,
okay,
Costco, Sam's Club.
All those places.
Yeah.
Y'all hang by the Cinnamon Toast Crunch in the Fruit Loops.
Make a joke. I love a funny guy. But do not joke if your pockets are thin.
The girl that pressed my hair today, she was like, she saw a post that said, if you know I'm materialistic, why you come over here with no materials? So don't y'all come over here.
Not why you come over here with no materials. Yeah, I've accepted it. Like, I don't think that I'm like super bougie, but there are certain aspects of my life where I need my partner to meet me.
Definitely.
And that's just what it is. It has to make sense, because like I'm not going to say I have a lot of assets, but like, I've worked hard and I want my partner to be just as hardworking, if not more. But yeah, I also think, circling back to this, I really don't think that, for me personally, if I was Rosa, that Yancy put enough of a boundary with Bonnie. Like, I don't know. Like, even when he called, he picked that damn phone up, and once he found out it was her, he didn't immediately like disconnect. Like, there's still a soft spot for Bonnie, and for me, that's a problem as a woman. Like, if you can't cut an old tie, old relationship, and you're like trauma bonded to that person, which I already thought that, and I feel like that's why Rosa could never really I feel like they were cute and I love them together. Trust me, like, as soon as they crossed lines on the show, I was so happy. I was rooting for it. Right. But in the real world, I just feel like it was so toxic, because you have your ex staying at your house with her boyfriend, who she's on the run because he was a a student when she was dealing with him. Like, I just think in the real world, like, that would have been a major red flag, a major problem for me. Like, you're still involved with your ex, and I'm good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get it. I get it. Do you think that there will be a season 2?
No, I don't think so. I think everything was answered. Everything had closure. We're not left with any questions. So, the only thing that I think was really sad was that, like, yes, people died, but like Yancy is now a restaurant inspector. Like, he didn't get, like that. I don't know if he lost his job again because all of that stuff happened in the Bahamas where they were arresting him and he kept trying to explain the case, but there was really no evidence because, Chris/Nick's body showed up later. So I don't think so. What do you think? Do you think there'll be a season 2?
I think so too. I think
How? What are they gonna do?
No, I don't think it's gonna be the same storyline. I think they're gonna just use the characters and it'd be something completely brand new. And I feel like they can really take it anywhere because
like an American Horror Story situation where like we're talking like Rosa's not a coroner.
No. Like still like. Okay, so I think the writers, they ended it because these streaming networks are cutting shows left and right.
Yeah, they decide if you get a season 2 or not.
Right. I think they ended it perfectly enough that if it gets cut for some reason, that it's everything, like you said, is wrapped up. But I feel like, what's his name, Ro, like he gave Andrew, I got something in my car. And I feel like that because that's the start of how this season is. I have something for you.
Yeah,
so I think it's just gonna be a whole different case. Like, Rosa might come back, she might not. But I really think it's gonna be Ro. Mainly Yancy. Yancy could be on a complete. He might be in Q, but he might be somewhere completely different. But I feel like they could, if they wanted to, keep this going.
Yeah, I would watch. I'm interested.
Oh yeah. This was a really good cast. I
really liked Vince Vaughn in there. It was really good.
Yeah, Yancy was doing all that talking, and I'm like, he's not even getting.
I thought it was the dad doing all the talking.
They both do. You didn't realize they both talked. Like, with Yancy, like when someone would ask him something, he would just keep going and going. And Rosa pointed that out several times. They both were talking, but I think Yancy was like annoyed with his dad for talking so much, but he's just like him.
So wait, okay, so when we got I'm confused. When you say talking, I'm talking about like when the episodes will open up and like the narrator. Is that what you're talking about?
No. I'm talking about like his character was just like always.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, but I think Yancy was always like, I don't want to hear the speech of dad, but like he's the same as his dad.
Oh
like,
yeah, he is for sure.
Too. Yeah, no. But I didn't even realize that was his dad. That was the narrator.
Yes, once I heard his dad talking, I'm like, oh my God, this is the man that narrates the beginning when they're like, okay, let's catch you up. I think that's my prediction. I could be completely wrong.
I mean, that would make sense.
But I think it was.
That would make sense. Okay. I just thought it was some random man. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cute. All right. I like that. That makes me like it even more.
Right. Super cute. All right. Moving on to our recommended watch.
Yes. So we were recommended to watch Grotesquerie, and we only did season 1, episode 1 through 5, and then we'll do the other half sometime. It's been recommended by Paris. A detective and a nun investigate a series of heinous crimes that seem personal while grappling with personal issues and uncovering a sinister web that raises more questions than answers. This show stars Niecy Nash and Courtney B. Vance. Rotten Tomatoes rated at 75%. And 6.8 out of 10 is its score on IMDb. The series was recommended by Paris M, and the show was executive produced by Ryan Murphy, which tracks. So I was very surprised that it was also produced by Courtney B. Vance. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. I mean, he was Lovecraft Country, so this isn't his first.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a main character in Lovecraft. So, but yeah,
he's not on the front poster.
Is he not?
No, they have and I hate that I only know her because of her brother and that thing he pulled on the metro. Yes, and then
I love her.
Megan Good's man.
Majors. Yeah,
there's like them two on the thing. Maybe Courtney's down in the middle and smaller. I don't remember, but I always just remember them two on the front of the like promotion.
He's the third person that goes with them on their trip when they're gonna look for Jonathan's dad. Yeah, he's his uncle. I gotcha. Well, no, I ain't gonna ruin it for you. Never mind. But anyway.
Yeah, because I haven't watched it. People swear it was so good, and it's a conspiracy of why it was canceled and all this stuff. But so I like to binge Ryan Murphy shows and anything like American Horror Story related. So it's been really hard for me to actually watch this story and to like get with the development of it, because generally in the past I would wait till all the episodes got on Netflix so like everything could connect, I could keep going. So because I'm not able to connect the dots quicker and sooner, that it has been frustrating, but it is starting to pick up. So now I'm starting to like get a little bit more invested, where in the beginning it was giving me a lot of that backstory, which is cool and all, we need it. And you know, the people that are really like big super fans, I'm sure, watch for little things and connect it all. I will not be that person. It's gonna all go over my head. But yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. A little bit of a slow start, but most of his stuff is slow starts to me.
Right.
Like, and they just, the storyline keeps developing.
Yeah, no, with that, I definitely agree. Like, I might have even put it, like, I was going to say it later. So if I say it again later, I apologize, y'all. But I think if we do another one of his stuff, we need to just wait till all of the episodes come out and binge, because I don't like this. And even like they're trying to do a midway point, it's not really like a good stopping point.
Yeah, no, I feel it 1,000%.
Yeah. But yeah, if I was Niecy Nash character Louise, I think I just would have retired and sat at the hospital, because it's a difference between a homicide detective and what she's going through. Like, that is just, I don't know. And they got that same cop, well, not same cop, but was it a cop? Somebody that's at every crime scene throwing up. I'm like, they just need to send that man home, take him off the case.
See, I didn't even see that. Like,
yes, literally. Okay,
Shauna,
so every time she arrives at the crime scene, is one man who is off somewhere throwing up in the bushes. Like, every
because
crime scene.
he's probably the murderer. Like, the person you least likely suspect. This man staying back and acting like, oh, I can't take it. I'm gonna watch the next one and see if he's there, because he's probably going to, because that's probably something that he added as like a little touch.
Yeah, he's throwing up every time. Like, it's always right before she comes in too. Like, they kind of show a little bit, and he's like over somewhere throwing. Then you see like Niecy Nash walking in, doing her thing. But yeah, every time I'm like, why is he still employed? Like, he can't handle this. Please move him somewhere else.
So the thing with Lois is that I feel like there's so much tension in her relationship with her estranged husband. I feel like this was the beginning of their marriage. I could see her like wanting to be by his side, but because we see the tension, the fact that he's cheating, and like she ain't say nothing about it until he tried to bring up like their daughter's eating disorder and how he wanted more from her to help with that. Then she brought up like his cheating. So I think that that's the main reason why she's not like running to be by his side. But I think she does still love him, but a small part of her, I think, is angry, is resentful, and was glad, but regrets it in hindsight. Because, you know, we also do remember in that scene, like, he said something, I can't remember the terms of it, but basically, like, because she said something about the longs of, like, I want you to die. I also think that she really loves her job, because you even see too, like when she's sitting in the interrogation room, she's like calling out how like all these people that have been murdered are people she's helped, like took them to the doctor, done all these like things that you wouldn't generally do as a detective. And I think because she's clearly an alcoholic and she's struggling with her personal relationships, which with her husband and her daughter, this is a way for her to get away and to kind of like not be present. Escape. So, and you know, we see that when like they make the agreement, like they have like some really weird things going on, like the daughter and her, which that scene just was too much, where they basically make the agreement to like, you indulge in your vice, I'll indulge in mine, we won't judge each other. And it's just like, it was a lot.
Yeah. And like, speaking to that, I had to check myself, because I noticed I was feeling so uncomfortable, like watching Raven Goodwin's character Merritt over Eve. Like, it was just, I don't know. It just really was just making me, but like, I felt nothing when I saw Louise sit on the other side of the table drinking. Like, it's the same thing. And I think society has like normalized drinking. Like, if I told you, Imani, let's go get a bottle, let's split a bottle. Like, it's, knowing me, like us in real life, it's probably been a little weird. But I have people in my life, like good friends, that will kill a bottle of tequila like it ain't nothing. But if they're like, okay, let's get this ice cream cake and eat all this, then you're like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
So I think like it's more so society has, even though it's both two things that are killing the body, society has made it a lot more acceptable to like, okay, let's do alcohol and all this, but eating is like,
And you know what? I agree 1,000% with the eating thing. I was so grossed out by that. But the thing about it is that I think it might just be a maybe you and me thing, and like other people too. But you have to realize that some people like go on YouTube, which I have a coworker who does this, and they like to watch other people eat, like the mukbang or whatever. I don't want to watch nobody eat and talking to me. Like, I'm already like, if someone's talking to me and eating, I will be like, can you please close your mouth?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see what's inside of your mouth. So the fact that people
Mhm.
actually participate and click on videos to watch someone with food in their mouth and talking and watch them like
Mhm.
pick at food, to me is crazy. But like, that's actually like a very popular thing on YouTube, and they
Yeah.
call them like mukbangs. But I agree with
Mhm.
you. I think both mindsets are just equally bad because the root of it is addiction. So
Mhm.
regardless whether it's to food, to liquor, addiction is not a good thing.
Right.
But yes, I do agree. You get so much more judgment for drinking, but I guess because we have to look at it from the detrimental point of view, is like you can't have too many burgers and then like hit somebody. You know, like with
Oh,
drinking, you could get drunk and then get a DUI. Like you could really hurt someone else more than yourself.
right.
Where like with the eating, like with eating, you hurt yourself too and like your family, but it's like
Mhm.
the chances of you hurting someone that is not doesn't know you is just way less. So I think that might be another
Right.
reason too why the world holds drinking to such a standard, because there's so many like
Gotcha. Okay.
DUIs per year
It's
and
different,
drunk.
yeah.
I think the real thing is the drunk driving, but I do think that like there should be an eyebrow curl up that goes to people who do drink, because like I do feel like I've been in events where like I'm sorry, like I only get nervous, and it's so weird. Like I get nervous sometimes around guys. Like if I'm on a date, I might be anxious so I won't eat. But like when I'm
Mm.
with my girlfriends, like I'm not nervous to eat, where I feel like some people are nervous to eat. Like I'll clear
Mhm.
a plate. I don't really care.
I clear a plate with the men, I don't care.
It just depends. It just depends. Like if I'm comfortable with you, 1,000% I would. But like if it's like a first date, I don't know you, like I'm just like kind of nervous and anxious, I won't eat.
Mm.
Cause I'm like opposite. Like when I'm like, even when I've had situations in the past, like if I'm hurting or sad, I don't eat. I'm not
Oh,
someone who
yeah.
eats because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
sad. Like I have no appetite.
Oh, yeah,
Like
same
I'm not
stress,
hungry
yeah.
at all.
I don't eat, yeah. So I guess I do eat when I'm happy, so maybe Merritt's really happy.
No, Meredith is clearly not happy.
And I think just her character overall really just confuses me
Me too.
because
Agreed.
for one, she's trying to gain weight to be on this reality show when she clearly has so many more skills. Like you see her doing the Jeopardy, getting all the questions. And then
Hmm.
she gets like that box to open and she literally helps her mom open it. Like she's sitting there, of course, eating and watching TV, but she opens up this box and then
Hmm.
she's like so hands off with the dad. And it just looks
Hmm.
like she doesn't work. She just stays home and eats. So you would think she would be a little more like over at the hospital because clearly the nurse only thinks that Marshall, Courtney B. Vance's character, only has what's that lady name? Lois,
Yeah,
because
doesn't think she has
Louise, sorry.
kids.
Yeah, because she's trying to take power of attorney, which is absolutely insane. I don't know what I would have said if some random lady was trying to get power of attorney over my husband who she does
Yeah,
not
that was
know.
crazy. I was so
Absolutely
confused by
crazy.
that. I still haven't figured
Audacity.
out her damn motive, but
I don't
it's very
either.
weird.
Very weird. But yeah, I was just like wondering, like, all right, Merritt, what is your purpose here other than trying to get bigger for this reality show?
And I think it goes into, again, like this new generation. Like nobody wants to be famous for like the things that are considered maybe not
Mm,
advantageous. Like,
okay.
to be on Jeopardy is not a like if I mean, I would be hyped. If you told me you were going on Jeopardy, I'd be like, oh my God, I've never watched a single episode of Jeopardy, but I'm gonna watch you on it. But I think it's just so much more like there's more glam to like being Instagram famous, a TikTok star, like that
Hmm.
there's more, emphasis put there,
Yeah.
which let's get back to Wheel of Fortune, Price is Right, Family Feud. Like
Hmm.
I do really think that she could shine in so many avenues, and she's choosing a weird route to go. I haven't figured out how
Right.
she ties into all of this, but I am interested to see. I see why she has a little bit of tension against her dad, because remember talking about it earlier, the dad kept trying to like say, I'm trying to save your life, like you could
Hmm.
die, and the mom is not, stepping in and backing him up. So I feel like there's resentment there. Like she's finally feeling free. I can eat, and like this
Right.
man can't tell me what to do. And she doesn't have anything to throw back at him. Like with the mom, she can throw the drinking back at her,
Hmm.
but we really haven't seen the dad's vices besides he's a serial cheater. But I don't even
Right.
know if his daughter knows
She's aware
that.
of that. Right.
Yeah. And so I feel like from what we saw, he's never taken a true interest in her interest. So I think that that's another thing too. Like, I just think that there's a missing relationship there. So to her, she like is just so detached. Because even when the people are calling, she can't even pick up to see what's going on. She's like, Mom, get it. It might be the hospital. Girl, you can get that damn phone. Like, I was so confused.
Because she's like, she's a grown, she says she's 27, I think, in that video that she's doing.
Really?
It's not giving 27 at all. Like,
It's
giving
not.
more so 16. Like,
Oh,
I don't
for
know.
sure.
And I feel like even at 16, I would have picked up the phone for the hospital calling about my dad.
Yeah, no,
But
1,000%.
yeah, it's giving very much still dependent, still like, I don't
Still
know.
all the above. Still all the synonyms, whatever you want to put on it.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah. But so how did you feel about Mr. Travis Kelsey's performance?
TK. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. Like, for this to be his first non-Saturday Night Live SNL performance, I feel like he was very smooth. And I don't know. I feel like the way he was on camera is how he is in real life. Like, I feel like he would be so, like, I feel like if I ran into him in line, like, we would have like a little conversation. And you know, those conversations you have with a man where it's like, oh my gosh, like, that was like nice. And like, they don't ask for your number, but it's just like, there was a vibe there. We was, and like,
those are the ones you're wishing actually asked for your phone number.
Right.
Those are the actual ones
where it's just natural, but for some reason men don't do that. But I guess when you think about, like, it would be so weird to be like talking about like, damn, this line long as hell. Like, why they don't have no cash for shit? Like, but by the way, like, are you single? Like, I guess that would throw me off. But yeah, those are the ones that don't. But like, that's what I get from Travis Kelsey. I get like that guy in the grocery store that you're like, why didn't he ask my number? Or like anywhere that you're at, that you have a really good conversation, a really good experience that's natural. It wasn't planned. And you're like, oh, I want this to last a little bit longer. How did you feel about his performance?
Oh, Travis. I've been a fan of Travis, but then like he started, going with Tay Swift and doing his like Mr. Officer look. I don't really
yes,
but
he definitely the Kayla Nicole look in this when he was with her.
I was just smiling at my screen the entire time. I don't even remember the acting, to be honest. I don't even remember it. But but I think like, oh, and then like when he was standing next to Niecy Nash, like the height difference, I had to Google. I said, how tall is Travis Kelsey?
How tall is he?
6'5".
Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't know he was that tall. He's
That's what
tall.
Google said, unless Google lied. But like, I'm like, is Niecy Nash really that short? Like, it was just, you
how
saw
tall? Did you look up her too or no?
Let me see. Let me go ahead and do that.
I'm going to make a prediction. I'm feeling like my girl is a good 5'1", 5'2". I don't know why, but I just, maybe tall, because that would be really hard to get someone who's 6'5" and somebody 5'1" in the same frame. Like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, so she's 5'4", so me and her are the same height.
Okay.
I was going to say about 5'5". Okay, so how tall is Travis? Yeah, it says he is 6'5".
Okay, and she's 5'4".
Yeah, so he's a foot and an inch taller than she is.
Okay.
But like the way he was looking at her smiling, I'm like, look, because he liked the black women for real. So I'm like, he probably
we don't know him some
Niecy. I think he did.
It might have been a phase. People have those.
Yeah, true. But I still feel like he finds black women attractive. So I feel like
yeah, for sure. And I think his mannerisms like embody a black man a little bit.
Yeah.
Y'all don't get mad. But I'm just saying, like, his swag, his demeanor, it gives like in school, I would see majority of his friends being black.
Yeah. And that's
just the vibe he gives me.
Because honestly, the white men that I like, they're trying to be like y'all, black men. And that's why I like them, because they have a certain, I don't go for them though. Don't crucify me. I still be with my melanin.
And it's okay for you to go for the milk carton too, Shawners. It's okay for you to be the chocolate chip to their almond milk.
But I feel like I'm going for the off-brand thing. Like, if I like him because he's giving off this black man vibe, I might as well just get the real thing.
Yes and no, because we know sometimes the real thing is not what it's cracked up to be.
I'm letting them eat you up and cancel you on that. I ain't even gonna speak on that.
And you know they're gonna be in the comments tearing me to shreds. Yes, the braids need to come out. I don't care.
They're gonna say everything, man.
They're gonna say everything, and I don't care.
Like, that's why you got a purple couch. You should have got you
and it's fly.
Get you a white man. Yeah, go get you a white man so he can get you.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna
something completely random that doesn't have anything to do with it.
They do, and like y'all, we are just sharing our opinions, just like you have a right to share yours. And nothing in this world is personal. Like, I've had to learn that. Like, I've been reading so many books, and like, if you're taking something personal, it's something internal. It has nothing to do with anybody else but yourself. Like, even when it comes to this presidency, like, I used to find myself going toe to toe with people arguing. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
People
We
only get
really
the
don't have
same
a
vote.
say in none of this. Like,
Right. And we
I'm
all
gonna
get the
go
same
and
vote.
vote.
Oh, we all get
I'm
the
gonna go
same
and
vote.
vote. But at the end of the day, I don't think that when my ancestors died for me to vote, that they thought it was gonna be like this, that we were gonna be doing our military would be doing the things it does. It is what it is. Like, I just realized that like I'm a little bit too passionate about things that are just not that deep and not that serious. So y'all can cook me up on this. And I love a little jokey joke. We can be in the comments cracking them back and forth. But I am sensitive, but we can crack a little jokey joke. I'm gonna laugh and cry. I am infamous for like laughing, like going and telling somebody and laughing and then literally bursting into tears.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah, I've done that before. I mean, I don't do it all the time, but like, I remember like, I had broke up with my boyfriend. Like I had broke up with this man, but he had like said something really mean to me. That's what I'm saying. Like I had broke up with him and then he basically was like, I was only using you for your family anyways. Right. And so then I like went to, I remember like one of my guy friends was like, oh, like, have you heard from such and such? And I was like, man, there's an icebox where my heart used to be. Okay. And then my ass just started crying. Like I'm over here cracking jokes and then I'm crying. Like I'm just
I started melting.
The ice melted quick.
I think I don't know. I think I do take things personal. I mean, not in a sense of like taking it. I don't know. It's weird because I don't, and then I do. But
no, I get exactly what you're saying. I think the advantage that we have, me and you both, is that we do take it personally, but we don't hold on to it. Like people sometimes, like you could read a comment and somebody could hold on to it for weeks and be thinking about that comment. I think we'll think about it for 24 to 48, then I'm over it. Like I was hurt by it, but now I'm over it. Like it's kind of like when we were in Miami and we were at ABF. Like I was down and then I was up. You know what I mean? Like...
But I think, like you said, like we go back and forth. Like I don't even want people to start trying to joke with me because I go straight to hell. Like
oh my gosh, you're like my coworker. He keeps quoting the guy that died. He was like, "When they go low, we go lower." I forget his name, but you know, like Kevin the crazy. Samuels? No. Okay. He was like a actual like guy. Like he was part of like the legal system. He was black girl, old. He used to be giving them hell.
You know why? You know why? Because we had the same birthday. Me and Eric.
Oh, yes,
we the same person. I swear. I almost ate I ain't even gonna say no names, but somebody had said something and I ain't like it. And I literally was brushing my teeth at my friend's house. She was telling me what somebody had said. And I was like, at first I let it go. Then I came in. It's like, I'm not gonna do her like this, but I literally just started to go. And I always tell people like, I need an exorcism. I told my therapist too. Because it's just like, I feel like once people take me there, it's just like, it's whatever.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I feel like I'm like that too because I feel like I mind my business and like
again. I think it's because
I just kind of chill, like, and I don't know who's working. If it's like I guess it might be that devil on my shoulder, but I swear, like I won't even be thinking things. But the minute somebody pisses me off, I got all the jokes.
All the jokes. I said I could be a stand-up comedian. I think
like,
I could.
Boom, boom. Like it just keeps coming in my head. It just keeps coming and coming, and I'm like, oh god. Like wait, was I always thinking this? But I swear I wasn't. Like it just comes to me.
Nope. And I think, like you said, because we be chilling. So it's like, all right, if you push me to this, it's on you. Because I'm not just out here being a bully. Like I'm literally minding my business, trying to live my little life. And then you put me in this situation. So here you go.
Yeah, now I gotta cook you up.
Right. Anyway, back to Mr. Kelsey.
Yeah, right.
I wonder what his sign is. I'm gonna look that up next. But I was watching a snippet of his brother Jason's podcast, and he had asked Chapman if his character Ed had boiled the baby. And for one, I didn't realize that was a baby in that pot that was burning in the boiling in the first murder scene. So
I did not either.
I don't think they actually said it. Now that I keep thinking about it, I don't think they said it.
Oh, they said it verbally that there was a baby boiling?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because I'm trying to figure out where Jason got that from. Because all I remember is Louise saying, think of Lois. I keep calling her Louise. Lois. Is saying, think of the worst thing you could see boiling at a crime scene. But I still
I remember that. But I honestly, my brain was rolling with all kinds of stuff. I was like, girl, that's not a very direct question because a lot of things just came into my mind.
That's what I'm saying.
And she made it seem like it was just one answer that it could be. And I was like,
right. Because I'm like, genitalia? Like, what could
be? Yeah. You know what? I remember that scene, Shawnee. And like, when I tell you a baby boiling did not come into my mind, but I mean, that is pretty, I think that is the lowest of lows. You can't boil nothing. Like, you know, you could, I know people going, I'm about to get the, dog moms in an uproar, but I'm just saying, like, you know, somebody like, no, it's equivalent of baby boiling in a poodle, but you know, to me, the baby boiling is probably the craziest thing. But I didn't even, I I remember that scene, but I didn't
Yeah.
connect those dots.
So Jason basically asked Travis if he was the one that boiled the baby. I'm like, wait, hold up. I didn't even know a baby was boiled.
No, literally.
So for one, I don't know. We added Ed to my radar of killers. I don't know why he wasn't really on my radar, but he wasn't. He just wasn't. Like I just saw him again. I think I was just distracted
And
by
Ed is Travis
babe.
Kelsey, right?
Yeah, his character. Yeah.
I don't think he's real.
Okay, that's the thing too, because it seemed like he was.
It doesn't seem like he's real. I
I'm
think it's
like,
a figment of her alcoholic ass mind.
you know what? That would make sense too, because
Because how
I'm
would he
like,
know that she was gonna go and get in the accident? Like he seems like an angel, like a conscience trying to get her to do right,
right.
sort of thing.
So maybe he
But then, like, you
isn't.
got Merritt talking to him. So,
Because I
girl, the
was
hell
like,
if I
why would
know.
she leave him alone with Merritt
Yeah, that
when
was
she
like, you should
has
not trust no man that quickly.
right? And you're literally a detective captain or whatever you are. You have people. You can have people on standby at your house on 20,
Yeah,
for watching your
very
daughter.
true, very
So why would you
true.
have this random nurse-like, angel-like? He
No,
also
for
looked like
sure.
he also looked like a psychiatric patient at first too, in that all way. That's why I thought I'm
Yes, he
like, so
did.
are they letting them roam out? And she just ran into a patient, like, but yeah, I was really confused on why she had him watching her daughter when she could just have a cop. But
Yeah,
who do
I
you
agree
think
with
the
that.
killer is? Since we're talking about it,
So, yeah, so I definitely missed so many of these little things. Because even when we discussed like the baby boiling, like to be honest, that scene was so many body parts. It was like a game of operation for sure.
not operation.
I honestly think the killer is the husband, Courtney B. Vance's character.
That'd
And the
be
reason why I
wild.
also think so is because, like, if you notice, like, the next time you watch the next set of episodes, his name is like
Mhm.
second. Like, it goes Niecy, Nash, Courtney Vance. So,
Mm,
like, either we're gonna have to see a lot of backstory, or he's gonna wake up from this coma because he's clearly a big part of this series, and I haven't seen that
right, that
yet.
we haven't
And
seen.
I
Okay.
might have to watch it again, but like, I remember seeing his name in it, and it not sent like I'm, I know you said he executive produced it, but I remember it coming up like as if he's a character, like a bit
Yeah,
like
it
a
did.
character, like he's the second one after Niecy Nash. So
Mhm.
my theory is that it is the husband because Lois is like, oh, it's somebody who knows me, and
Mhm.
also they're saying like this person knows how to cut. A lot of thing that people don't realize is that nurses watch these doctors through and through, and they do a lot of like taking your blood, giving you shots. Like I give shots, I don't take blood. Could I probably sew up a hole if need be with thread and needle? Yes. Do I want to? No. But I
Yeah.
think it just makes so much sense for the two of them to be like Bonnie and Clyde. So I think it's the nurse, and I think it's Courtney B. Vance's character.
Mhm.
Especially because like the nurse is making it seem like she rides this man at night. Like she was basically insinuating that he's oh no, he does more than just that. He makes a lot of noise. He does a lot of talking. And I'm like, girl, yuck.
Mhm.
And that scene made me cringe so much because I'm like, not this woman is over here messing with a man while he's in a coma. And then it made me think of Tell Them You Love Me, where
I
that
literally was
girl
gonna say
took
that.
D-Man and laid him on that floor.
Yeah, that's what she was giving the whole time. She was really
Yes.
giving Predator, like that lady. I think her name was Anna, or whatever her name was, and tell them that you love me, or
Yeah, I think it was
but y'all
Anna
know we talking about that documentary where the
that
man
we
could not see,
reviewed.
and they were like, she was insisting he was this brilliant mind. That, I mean, she almost had me convinced, but then
No, me
she was
too.
crazy.
Agreed.
It was just crazy. But yeah, the fact that you think it's Marshall, I never considered that, but you might be onto something because that is the wild twist. And I was
That
looking
would be
at
a wild
it,
ass
and
twist.
she was sewing up, I think his bed sore, it was the nurse. I was like, there she go. And I
Yeah.
thought Lois was looking at it too, but she'd be drunk half the time, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
and she begging like she can't take it, like because the nurse almost tried to force her to look at it, but she was like trying not to do it. She's like, hold it, and then like I guess the POA power of attorney would make so much sense because I think if him and I think that dissolves that dissolves marital rights. So maybe he's wanting the nurse to do that because of some money. I don't know, but I think it's Marshall.
Mm. Oh, okay. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. Paris, when we first talked about it, we talked about it maybe like after she watched the second episode. She originally
Mm-hmm.
thought it was the priest, which I could see that initially because
Mm.
all signs were pointing to him because he does have some weird addiction to like
Mm-hmm.
sex and punishment. And like he's given this super holy, like
Yeah.
he is, but he ain't, if that makes sense. And
Yes.
he's definitely
Walking
evil.
contradiction.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely evil, but I think him being
Mm-hmm.
the killer is too obvious, in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, she did make this guess super early on, so by now she might have changed her mind.
Yeah. Like you said, I think it's too obvious too. And the obvious pick is never the person, especially in Ryan Murphy. Like to me, that just, if he did make it the priest, it just would, that there would be no shock factor.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe he might be a copycat. So I do think maybe one of the crime scenes is him. But I think he's just like a cult leader. I think he's like a fan fanatic. He's so into the
Mm-hmm.
magazine. I think he just loves like the thrill of it, but I don't think he's like the main killer. So if like one of the crime scenes like matches doesn't like is like a little bit different than others, I think because the priest did it. But I think that even if they took him into custody, it would be like another killing would happen. They'd be like, damn it, we have the wrong guy.
Right.
So that's kind of where I think they'll take it. If they do decide to be like, okay, let's mess with the audience a little bit and make the priest and make them think they figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just way too obvious. But if they do that, then I'm pretty sure there'll be another killing, and then it'll be like, okay, we had it wrong.
Mm-hmm. Or he'd be working with somebody and it's somebody completely different.
Right.
Yeah. I don't even know. And it's just, what was weird what happened to Sister Megan when after she rubbed his back, and then it was like she was possessed. Like after they
Was fleeing from wall to wall like in a damn music video.
Yeah.
Ain't no way you touch that man's back and you feeling it all through your body. Stop it, Megan.
What is going on?
Stop it.
It was like he put something on her or something. I don't know. But they casted that nun perfectly because she got them bug eyes and that little skinny face that just makes everything just, all her facial expressions I feel like are just like more extreme, like because of the way the face is set up. So it's just perfect for this role.
And she's really odd.
Yeah, she looks odd. I'm not saying like she's ugly or anything, but she just has this little
she has a unique look. She has a unique look. And I'm just so mad she gave that cat up. Like, and gave it up too easily to be a nun. Like, girl, what? You gave your life away for service and said you would never do that. But I did think the priest made a really good point. I mean, a good point, but not a good point. Like, we all like not to hold the nun to like burn her to the fire, because yes, everyone's human and does make mistakes, but he made it seem like we all do. So like, let's just give in. Let's just give in. And you made a comment about like, cause I was telling you how sometimes I try to watch and just try to binge and take my notes. Was he the one that said, and then it just flew my mind when I said it. This was the show. So like when him and Niecy Nash were in the thing, he made a point that I think like kind of hits here today, that I think a lot of people are asking themselves that question, because, a lot of mainstream like religion, if you're like Christian, you believe that like, Jesus is going to come back, the Messiah. And, some people don't believe Jesus to be the Messiah, but it was interesting to me when he was like, God's left. Like he's just left it up to choice. Like he's done everything he could, and now he's just put it in our hands of human choice. And I think a lot of people feel like that's what's happened with the world now. It's like, it's not that like he's gone or absent from your life, but it's like at this point he's going to let you make the choice for yourself. Like he's given you enough examples, or written. There have been a lot of books out there to show like what can happen when things don't go the correct way, but yet people still do what they want to do. So I don't, I thought that was interesting. I don't know if you remember that scene where she like basically is having her first confession, but it just made me think of that when we were talking about his evil ways.
And that was actually like a question I would ask, and it's still kind of a question I never felt like I got answered, but we could do a whole episode on that. But I would ask, like, I remember asking, I think one of my parents, or maybe a pastor, if God knew when he created me that I was going to die and go to hell, why would he make me? Like, if he knows everything.
If you saw all the way through that you couldn't.
Why would he do that? And then they would always be like, well, yeah, he knows everything, but he gives you free will. And I'm like, that's not answering my question.
Yeah, because he even with the free will, he knows what I'm going to do, though. Like, yes, I don't know what I'm going to do, but he knows what I'm going to do.
Yeah, like he gives me, like, what the priest was saying, like he'll give me an option of free will and choice, but he still knows at the end of the day what's going to happen. So why would he even do all that?
Yeah, but unless you're an example for somebody else,
that's got to be. That's
like, you saw her do this. I mean, we don't know whether someone goes to heaven or hell, but I think we do sometimes look at someone's actions and we decide like, okay, we don't want that for ourselves, or like we want to do better. Like if someone makes us feel a certain way, or like, because there are people that I've told, I'm like, you're going to hell. Like, Like I have a colleague and he be saying the crazy stuff and I'm like, you are going to hell. And when I say going to hell, I mean like you're going to have a Rolls Royce when you go through those hell gates. Like you might be right next to Satan. Like he's keeping that chair nice and hot waiting for you to come down there. But yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I never thought about that, but I guess maybe just that were examples.
Yeah.
And every day we get a chance to change it. So like maybe day 102,368 we get it together. I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
We shall see.
Keep pushing.
Yes, please. I would like to, be up there in the pearly gates.
Right. I'm be very upset if ain't nothing I can do once I get down there. But
ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing you can do.
But I'll tell you what, if I get down there,
unless there's a second chance, a gauntlet maybe for like for some redemption.
Purgatory or something. They see how I pay. But if I get down there and I don't see certain people I know supposed to be down there, like if I get down there, I don't see Diddy.
Yo, what is wrong with you? You said if I get down there and don't see people I'm supposed to see.
Diddy ain't down there, man.
You said I need a retrial.
Yes, call my lawyer. Call my angel lawyer. Because what is this?
I'll call my angel lawyer. Hey, yo. I'm weak.
Anyway, sorry, I keep getting this off topic. But okay, so
it's good though. It's all related. It all ties together.
True. So the priest also said, I don't know if you remember this, but he's like, when he came in the hospital room to visit Sister Megan, and he basically was like saying to Lois, do you even know who this is in the bed? As if like Sister Megan was like a bad person. So I'm interested.
Oh no, I missed it.
Yeah, like I was interested to see what he means by that and how they're going to expand on that. I know everything is just weird, and I mean we still have 5 episodes, and I know this is kind of for me, it's harder for me to make predictions other than
me too. I really don't. So agreed.
The only thing I really can say is I feel like they probably will ask Lois to maybe step down. I think Sister Megan is going to pull through. Yeah, I think Sister Megan is going to pull through. Other than that, I can't tell you what else I think will happen.
Yeah, I don't think Sister Megan is evil. Like if they did make her evil, that would be a plot twist to me.
Right.
But I think it's like you bringing up that point about the priest also just made me think of like how he's just got multiple personalities, because you see where he's telling Megan to basically apply warm compresses to his open sores on his back. And then when she's kind of feeling it, he basically tells her like, no, what are you doing? But then we see like next episode lifts her up and puts her on the nightstand. What do you want, sir?
Right.
Because it's all over the place. So I don't even think maybe he's like, I don't know. But it's a lot going on with that man.
I guess it would be connected. So I guess I just thought about this. Her looking at that, because he only does it when he like masturbates. So I guess her looking at that would like let her know that he'd been in there masturbating. So it's like a sexual thing.
So he's a weird priest.
Yeah, I don't know how he got that job.
Me either. And he's in there like really got the elders like, yes, well, let's make it more gory. Let's make it more of this. Like, they need to reevaluate their board, because he should have never been voted in.
Definitely. Yeah, it's giving cold. I guess we'll see. I think we finished this like maybe the first week in November, so we got a while. They drop episodes once a week, so we will keep y'all posted on what actually happens.
Yes.
Usually is the one doing all the murders. But moving on to our last one. I was bullied. No, I ain't gonna say I was bullied, but I was told I should have been watched.
Pressured.
In this entirety. So Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. So a middle-aged Chinese immigrant is swept up into an insane adventure in which she alone can save existence by exploring other universes and connecting with the lives she could have led. Rotten Tomatoes scored this 93%, and IMDb rated it a 7.8 out of 10. It was the winner of 7 Oscars, including Best Original Screenplay, Best Motion Picture of the Year, Best Achievement in Directing, Best Performance by an Actress in the Leading Role, which is Michelle Yeoh. I think that's how you say her last.
I think so.
Okay. Best performance by an actress in a supporting role, Jamie Lee Curtis. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role, Ki Hugh Kwan. And best achievement in film editing. Why are
I'm
you
sorry.
laughing?
Because I was like, how's she going to say that? And then you said it so quick, fast, and confident. I love that. Kihu Kwan.
Okay. You and Khalil will be happy to know that I did indeed tear up watching this. The tears didn't necessarily fall, but they were there. They were present. I love the concept, the acting, the cinematography, the script, and I'm not surprised at all that they took home as many Oscars as they did.
Yeah, watching it a second time, I think it deserved all the accolades. I love this film. And when I first watched it, it was a stream. For me, it was running down the cheeks.
And I was
And I
snoring
just
right
felt the
there.
emotions. You said what?
I was snoring right there beside you.
Yep, you were snoring while I'm over here like, how did she fall asleep on this? Like, this is so deep. The emotions were put into the film so perfectly, I feel like.
Definitely, yeah. It was interesting because lots of people were in an uproar because of Jamie Lee Curtis winning Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role over Angela Bassett in Black Panther Wakanda. But I don't even think she outperformed Stephanie Hugh in this film. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love Jamie Lee Curtis.
For
I love
sure.
her. But like in this portrayal, I feel like the portrayal of Joy, which is Stephanie's character, was way more memorable. Like when I think back on the film. Like I remember Jamie Lee, but like the person that was going head to head with Evelyn, of course, was her daughter. And I don't know. She's more memorable. Memorable to me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I never even thought about that. But yes, the daughter did a really good job. And I think when it came to, that Oscar in particular, for the runner-ups that were going up against Jamie Lee Curtis in that category, I don't think anyone really gave a blow me out of the water performance in general. I think Angela Bassett did great, but like it didn't give me because I've seen Angela Bassett in a lot of things, and if I'm being honest, that's not her. Like Black Panther is not I've a thin line between love and hate. Like she has. No, that's definitely Lynn Whitfield. I apologize.
Oh wait, no, I think you're thinking about
that's
what's
not
love got to
Angela
do with
Bassett.
it. What's love got
Lynn
to do with
Whitfield. Or wait, which one? What am I thinking of? It's a thin line between love and hate with Martin Lawrence. That's Lynn Whitfield,
That's
right?
Lynn
That's not
Whitfield.
Angela Bassett.
But you're thinking of what love got to do with it. What she's Tina Turner?
Yes, like see that she should have got an Oscar for that. Like I don't really think that this. I don't think anybody that was really up in that category, was giving that. But I also think it's very hard to win an Oscar for best anything when you're going up against an action film and a drama film. Like I just feel like from a cinematic point of view, action films are not really there to invoke emotion. Like you don't really think of someone giving like the best performance of their life in an action film because you're not really having to test your limits and really turn like to me, she cried in Black Panther and gave us a very like heartfelt experience, but it made sense because someone died. Like it was an order of things. Like I feel like when you're watching a drama and you're just watching someone that has to portray a character from start to finish of struggle and hurt and like that's you gotta really lock in. Like they become that person for weeks. I don't think Angela Bassett had to take months to prepare for her role as the woman in Black Panther. So it's hard overall, in my opinion.
True. That's very valid point and very valid. Very true. And what happened to the dang it, I just had something I was about to say and it
I know, I hate when that happens.
Oh, here it is. I think also what happens, again, this is just my theory. Do not cook me up. I'm not saying this is exactly what happened. Please. Because I might have to come at some next. Anyway, but I think what happens is, like you said, what's love got to do with it? She acted her ass off. I don't even know if she won. Did she? I'm sure she had to win something for that. But
and I messed you up because it's not. Oh yeah, that is it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
right.
it's not
thin line. What's love? It's a lot. It's blending. But yes,
basically
what's love
what
got
I'm
to do
saying,
with it?
we don't even have to use that as an example. I think like younger actors give these like great performances, but they don't give them the Oscar they deserve at that time. And then they start to get old and they're like, oh shoot, we need to get this person one.
Respect factor, which we need to do away with. Yes, that's so true. I never even thought about that. That's very true.
I think that's what really happens, which again, it's a continuous cycle because, all right, if the young person actually deserved the Oscar and you gave it to somebody just because they were old and they've been out here doing this for forever, it's just going to keep repeating because then the young person gets old. then you feel like you need to give them their Oscar. And you're gonna rob it from some other young person that's
Yeah. I
probably
wonder who's the youngest person that received an Oscar. Because even if we look at Jeremy Allen White, he's been around for a minute before he got like all his accolades for The Bear.
Youngest Oscar winner.
It's probably gonna be like in the 70s.
Probably Shirley Temple. No, let me stop.
Animal crackers in my soup.
Yes. Okay, this is from Shirley Temple to Tatum O'Neal. Meet the youngest Oscar winners. I was not lying. Okay, so yeah.
Wow.
A Tatum O'Neal in 1974. But yeah, Shirley Temple won an honorary Oscar at age 6.
Okay.
Jennifer Lawrence won. Oh, that's 22. 21.
She was 22 years old?
Mm-hmm.
For what? Which one was that?
Silver Linings Playbook.
I didn't even think that was good, but I don't think that was all that. That was the one that she did with Bradley Cooper. I mean, it was good, but it was good, but I guess for out of all the things she did, like that was one of the ones where she had to really like get into the role and eat, breathe, sleep that person and do a lot of research for that role.
Right.
So I could see that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Anyone else since 22 for her that's like is in their 20s?
Not that I am seeing.
So Jennifer Lawrence is a rare gem.
Yeah, because this man is 32. Damien Chazelle.
I don't know who that is.
Well, he won it for directing for La La Land. So
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, and then some other lady, Anna Paquin.
Oh yes, you know who that is too. She played she was in True Blood. I don't know if you ever watched that on HBO. She was like the girl that everybody was in love with. She had two people after her.
She won at 11.
Oh
Best
wow.
Supporting Actress for The Piano in 1999.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, if the Oscars ever look at this or somebody watches the Oscars, let's make a difference. We're changing everything else, so let's go ahead and change that. Thanks so much. Love you. Bye.
Also, we need 2 tickets. Thanks.
No, yes, and we need we need 2 tickets, and we also need to be comped. So like food, shelter, the whole nine. Thank you so much. Love you guys so much. We appreciate everything you do.
So weird. I haven't actually seen True Blood. I
love True Blood.
My
mama got me hooked on that.
I think Alex recommended that I watch that.
Oh, True Blood?
I think so.
There's so many seasons. I even stopped watching, but it was really good back in the day. It's so many seasons. So
I'm 97% sure he said True Blood. So
yeah, True Blood was it.
I be wanting to catch up, but we have so much to watch.
We have I do not. So I'm telling you, anytime I get a free moment, I'm looking at the document. Like, what is next? Because like it would give me like stress and anxiety trying to like. So I'm like, okay, you getting your hair braided? Knock something out. You on your lunch break? Knock something out. Like it just makes it easier, less stress. Trying to like be up all night, sleepy the next day. Yeah, for sure.
All right,
You're the biggest takeaway.
Oh, what was your biggest takeaway?
So I think my biggest takeaway from the film was like family and how it's never going to be perfect, but you need to love them, support them, and understand them anyway.
Right.
But I do, once again, I just think that like, I don't know. I think I'm a little judgy. I'm working on it. But like the daughter once again is giving me Edgar vibes from Eric. Like I just think she failed to realize that her mom was once in her shoes too. She didn't get to do everything she wanted to do. Not everything she wanted to do was accepted either. Like your mom doesn't she accepts your partner, but she doesn't really accept your partner. She just doesn't say it in so little words. But like her parents actually told her not to be with her husband. Like they were like, do not be with this man. And she married him anyway. So like I think the daughter failed to realize. Yeah, like the daughter failed to realize that. And I don't have a problem with entitlement. And I think just because in this day and age, like even when I'm in the pharmacy and like the way some of these kids act, talk, it's crazy. It's just like, yeah, you need a belt. But I think kids often forget about those things and they don't have the social awareness to be like, wow, my mom had struggles too. Instead, they lose empathy for parents. They feel like, okay, once you become a parent, you can no longer have dreams, hopes. Right. You can't be mad about anything because you're an adult. You chose to be a parent. So like, it's not about you anymore. And I think that's the biggest issue with people become parents is like, you can't have your own identity, which I think you can. I think that's like the secret I don't have any kids, so people are probably like, shut the hell up, which is fine.
No, you on the right path. You on the
I
right
feel
track.
like that's the biggest thing to like not having the postpartum, to not having the regrets, is to still live a full life. Like, just because you have a kid does not stop you from doing what you need to do. I think people just use that as excuses and crutches. I'm so sorry if you're triggered, but your kid's not the issue. You are. You can figure it out.
Right.
But I just think that in reality, no matter the age, most kids will eventually see that once they're grown. Like, like I feel like my mom's like, oh, you're going to see when you have kids and they're talking back to you. Like your parents always say, okay, like wait till you have kids, like you'll see. And I think we all have those full circle moments. Like I'm sure you've had them too as a mom, like where you're like, all right, I see what mom was talking about.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like the mom, like, even went against a lot of her things that were traditions for the sake of her own daughter's mental, but it wasn't enough for the daughter. Like, she still allowed the girl to date the girl for 3 years. She didn't forbid her from dating her. The daughter never really came around unless it, now she wants to come around and have dinner with the girlfriend only because of that, though. But, like, she never came around before, doesn't call her mom, nothing. And I just feel like that one scene where they're in the laundromat and it pours out into the parking lot is just like the best way to illustrate all of that. Like that was all illustrated in that scene where she's like, I forget what the daughter said, but the mom's like, okay, like do it. Like basically like, okay. And then the dad is like, wait, too far, stop. And she's like, no, let her. And the daughter's like, no, let her get it out. And like, I feel like they needed to have that moment. What do you think was the biggest takeaway?
Yeah. Let me see. You had said something. Oh, you were talking about like how parents make their whole identity their kids. Yeah, I never thought that was healthy in any type of way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, again, you're supposed to be there for your kids, support your kids, love your kids, put your life online for your kids. But you were a person 20 years, 25 years before you even met that kid. Like, you just met that kid. Like, don't throw away your whole personality.
They're gonna cancel us. We're gonna have a podcast next week.
Y'all, look, I just met my kid 9 years ago, but like for 21 years prior to her, I was a whole person. So I can't just throw away.
Yeah, those dreams are still there.
Yes. And if anything, like kids, they do make your life harder. Cause like sometimes I'm like, damn, like if I had just one schedule to keep up with, I'd probably be doing all this, but I literally have to keep up with mine, hers. They do make your life harder. But at the end of the day, like you said, it is, if you're not going harder for your kid, like you said, it's on, because you would want to do as much as you can for a person that you brought in this world. Because again, they did not ask.
Right.
I got that you should not take people for granted or yourself. Even like the mundane tasks that we find irrelevant, like you shouldn't take those for granted too. And I think I do. Like I'm about to do the same job I've been doing every day.
Yeah.
But I should be grateful. But then at the same time, not putting like too much weight and pressure on things in ourselves.
Yes.
So that kind of sounds like a contradiction, but people that get me, and so y'all get me. Like,
no, I totally get it.
Yeah. It was Evelyn's failures in this universe that made her the perfect heroine, which I think too was really cute, because I think we look at, and she was even looking like, oh, I'm a movie star over here, I'm a chef over here, but the fact that she failed and was good at absolutely nothing in her current life made her basically save all of the universes, which I really like. It was also a good reminder of not to be too hard on my own daughter. Like, we want the best for our kids, and like I said, we're supposed to support our. Okay, so no, we want the best for our kids, and I think that manifests in different ways for different parents. Like,
yes,
it definitely, some parents can come off as just being like assholes.
Yeah, and they think they're doing the best, and
right.
it's not. Yeah, it's not working. It's not translating well.
Right.
Yeah,
and then you have those like cool moms, like the girl Regina George's mom. That's a completely, like, she probably would have gave Regina the world, but she used the other side of the coin. Like, she's not parenting at all.
Yeah.
But we have to remember too, as parents, like even with Evelyn, like telling Joy, you're getting too fat, you need to stop eating.
Yeah.
Like, of course, I know, like in the Asian culture, they talk about like, being a curvier Asian, like that's like a no. And I know in her head, like she wanted Joy to be healthy. Like, she wants the best for Joy. She didn't want her to be looked down. But at the same time, like, you have to support your children and be their safe space. Yeah. So I think too, this Jobu Tabaki character came about because she did not have a safe space. in her family, or her mom, the person that was supposed to be her number one supporter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was a good reminder to be like, all right, yeah, Shauna, you can be hard on her, but at the end of the day, you got to be her number one fan. It's got to be a balance.
Yeah. And I think you hit it really on the head, because I feel like we don't give I don't have no kids, but whatever. We don't give our kids enough credit. 9 times out of 10, whatever you're telling your kid, they already know. Like, there's not many things that someone's told me that I didn't already know. Like, if someone were to be like, all right, buddy, you getting a little thick. My jeans told me that this morning. I don't need you to tell me. Like, I already know. And I think sometimes when people don't, like, I think I am so, like, if you tell me something, I'm like gonna do the opposite. Like, if you're making all these comments about it, I'm less likely to do it. Like, when I used to date one of my ex-boyfriends, and he like really wanted me to work out, and I'm like, see, when you do that, it makes me not want to work out. Like, maybe if you just kept going, one day I'd be like, hey, I'd like to join you, you know. So I feel like we got to trust our kids, trust people more often, that we're going to make the right decisions. At the end of the day, I was reading this book called The Courage to Be Disliked, and it's like, kids are adults in a way. Like, they're, of course, they still need guidance and things, but you're not supposed to, like, yes, you're supposed to make sure they don't hurt themselves, like that they're physically safe, but it's their task to clean their room, do their homework. Like, you can't force them. Like, it's just not going to work. And I think we see that over the years of like that kid that you forced. They're generally the kid that like does not finish school all the way through, because you can't push, but so like you can't go to college and do the work for them. It's not going to happen. So I just think that that's an interesting point that you made. And I do agree that like we do have to like kind of lessen up those reins and trust that we have set a good enough example that it'll eventually click.
And
they might have to
I think
fall.
that's the key. That's the key, is just trust that you did a good enough job raising them to let them go out in the world. Because that's all you can do. That's literally all you can do. But that kind of make me sad that you say you can't force your kid, because I guess Avery ain't gonna do nothing because she don't do that homework.
They say that they will, though. Allegedly, they will.
Girl, when I tell you, I wish I could count. I even asked Baxter. You know, yes, I'm talking about you. I said he was my only witness, but I told my mom, I literally asked Avery, there she is, speaking of the devil, to do her homework. I know I got 10 times since she got home, and she just was not doing it. She still ain't done it. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
I'm weak. Yeah, I was reading the book, and it said it's a child's task, and the child is responsible for their task. They were saying that you can intervene, but like, okay, what is she doing instead of doing her homework though? Like, is she on that TV, on that tablet?
No, like I take away the iPad because she tries to get on the tablet, but she'll do anything. She'll just sit here and look. It's like she'll look at the ceiling before, or like twiddle her thumbs, and I have to get on her.
Did you ask her like, why don't you want to do the homework? Is it hard? Is it?
And she'll say, I'm doing it. Like, it's like she's procrastinates.
Shawnee.
I know, but no, I did that homework. That's one thing I did do.
The way you would be opening up your book for the first time, we would go to that caf, not the caf, but in the dorm where we would go and study sometimes in that little room, that area in the dorm.
Biology is just not my ministry. Science is just not for me.
I know, but I just remember you pulling open that book and being like, "This is my first time looking at it, and our test is in like 3 days."
Oh yeah, oh definitely, because I just that shit. I think if I would have paid more attention to that in those early days, I wouldn't have wasted so many years in college on the wrong major.
Oh no, I 1,000% agree.
Yeah.
But I think it's because our parents did not, like, that's the thing. Like, your parents kind of mold, like, okay, you need to go to school, pick this and this. That's why I think the book says that like your kid has to like make the decisions. I think if we had more of a say, we would pick different majors, and maybe we would have picked something like in life, realized that didn't work, and then not pick certain majors based on that. Like, I feel like if you didn't have in your head, like, you can't do this, you would have already tried it, not enjoyed it, and not picked it anyways. But there's just too much, humans want too much of a control factor.
Right. Well, until she passes the elementary school and the high school, I think I'm gonna be on her. But when she gets to college, she has free reign. She can do whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna need her to pass the 2nd grade. So
yeah. Because I'm like, what if Avery saw all her friends go to the next grade and she didn't? That would make me like, damn, can I have the homework again? Maybe she'll do every assignment. I don't know. We don't know what it's going to take. But, we have all met a few little caterpillars that have repeated a grade. So, and I know, like, I feel like at that age, everything is so serious. Friendships are so serious. Field day is so serious.
Yeah.
She don't want to miss out on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna pray my boo realize her task.
Yeah. But she gets it done. She's a good kid. She gets it done. I had to stay on her a little bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it be done every night eventually.
yeah.
Eventually, so.
So she's just a night owl like you. She just want to do it at midnight. That's
I be
all.
trying to go to bed at 8:30.
Yeah, that's the mom, the older. I'm not gonna say the mom you. That's the task you giving yourself at this age. Before y'all used to be up
Right.
so late. Like we were definitely up
Ooh.
late. Like we
Oh.
would be up in the library or whatever. Like that
Oh, at
was
18, yeah.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like you're older now. Like you like to do your stuff on the late night too. Like I just remember like a lot of times I feel like too as we get older we forget how we were when we were younger.
Yeah.
And I'm like Imani. There were times where you literally was doing a project the night before in elementary school, telling your parents you need some supplies and you're at Giant at 10 o'clock and this is due tomorrow at 8.
What happened? Oh. Ooh.
Like I know I've stressed out mom and dad with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did the due date get here so fast? I remember when they gave me the syllabus at
Right.
the beginning of the year and somehow the project's due tomorrow and I ain't did nothing with it. Like, I just don't know how I did that. Like, that's just so crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I agree with all your takeaways. As you highlighted earlier in the film, it is extraordinary visually and cinematically. Was there any scene that resonated with you the most?
Oh, that's such a hard question. Because I mean, the whole thing, just I feel like from start to finish, even when they start like initial shot of her sitting in her house, like doing her taxes, and you can just see like the way the camera is, all this clutter and stuff around her, like chaotic. I feel like from
Mm-hmm.
start to finish, it just was given. It was given.
Yes.
I really can't pick, but I did like all the Jobu Tubaki scenes, the back and forth, when
Yeah.
they jumped and switched dimensions. I like the scene where movie star Evelyn was like watching regular dimension Evelyn on the screen. Like that was cool. I don't know.
It had a lot of good ones. I
Yeah,
agree.
just the camera angles, like even like in the laundromat and like I said, in the home, it was just a lot to look at. A lot to look
Yeah.
at. So
Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't even think about how like chaotic that first scene is, and it's just chaotic at the IRS office. Like it's just papers,
mm-hmm.
papers, papers. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
seeing papers is not going to be triggering for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. There's a whole stack of papers on that damn kitchen counter. But there were so many, but I think the one that best resonated with me is when they were rocks. And I think it's because the more I get
Oh.
older, I'm getting really into like old philosophers, and I've like really, really agree with Adlerian philosophy.
Mm.
And there's another one that like opposes it, and I forget the name of it. But it's like one where like, and like so many people probably will be against it, but I don't know. If you read the book The Courage to Be Disliked, then you probably understand. But
Mm-hmm.
like they're basically saying like trauma is not real, anger is not real. Like they're
Mm.
real, but they're things that you're using to get something. And
Mm.
I just it's like Adlerian philosophy, and like after like I haven't finished the book, I keep getting it on Libby and not finishing it in time before it gets returned, but I keep getting on the waiting list, and now I'm like 70th in line again. But like it just really makes sense to me. Like we do, like when I get angry, I'm using anger as a tool. Like I'm over here like I'm about to go in here and turn up because I'm about to get a result. Like you know what I mean? I'm wanting
Mm-hmm.
something out of that. And like it just discussed like how like there's no such thing as like I just lost it, like I just snapped. And like
Mm.
he explains like why that's not a real thing,
Mm-hmm.
because if that was the case then you would just snap and lose it right now if
All
you
the
really
time.
wanted to just snap. Yeah, like they
That makes
really get
sense.
into the descriptions, and
What's
like
it
I really
called?
like that. The Courage to Be Disliked. It's like a Japanese phenomenon. I don't even know if I'm saying that word correctly, but to like creating true happiness.
I just
And
finished a
like I
Japanese
really
book
love that
too.
book.
Ikigai.
Oh, send it to me, because like I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't, they may not have it mastered, but like I don't know, a lot of their like kind of like mindset kind
Yeah.
of things I think
Very
are like really
peaceful.
geared around
Yeah.
peace, and like
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like the biggest thing to have in this world is peace. And
My
like,
therapist had recommended that book to me like a while ago. I just now
oh,
getting
The
to it.
Courage to Be Disliked.
Oh no. Ikigai, the one I just finished. And I
Oh,
think
okay, okay.
Vlad had started reading it. And I'm like, oh, my therapist said I should read this. Let me read it. Because I had forgot
Yeah,
actually.
and then I
I'm gonna
started
start
The
reading it.
Mountain Is You, but then that expired as well, so I have to wait till it's my
Yeah.
turn again for that one too.
Mm.
But yeah, but they were doing like that one was really good too, like the self-sabotaging, and
Oh
like
yeah.
they
I like
and
that
like
one.
what I've noticed is that a lot of them say the same thing, but it's just like where you're
Different
at in your
ways.
journey.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that one, they do acknowledge trauma, but they also acknowledge it as what the other book is saying too, but like just giving it more of a term. Like, well, it's like self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
Like okay, you get anxious every time you're in a car, but what is it that's really making you anxious? Is it truly the car, or is it something else in your life that's causing that? So,
Right.
like, I'm just on my self-help book journeys. I'm just
Good.
always
I
constantly
like
reading
that.
them. Yeah, I just like to read. There's so many out there. And, like, I think what really got me started on that is Matthew McConaughey's memoir, Green Lights.
Oh,
Is
green lights.
so
Mhm.
good. I've listened to that book like maybe 2 or 3 times. It's really, really good. It's
Oh,
like 10
wow.
out of 10. Yeah, his memoir is 10 out of 10.
Oh, we read it together, but I ain't read it since.
Oh, did you read it when I told you about it?
Yeah, and then I signed up and they keep emailing me. I think they finally stopped emailing
Oh
me.
yes, girl! I didn't even ever make it
I
to the thing
go. I didn't
that I
either.
sent you.
Yeah, no, I
I know
didn't
that
either.
thing was. I don't even know if it was life changing or not. Because when I kept getting the emails like Matthew here, it's not Matthew. Like, and y'all are
Yeah.
pissing me off because I know it's not Matthew.
Yeah,
Stop
they
making
had
it
us
seem
in
like
the
Matthew's
spam.
emailing me. They start emailing me too. I just thought about
Yeah,
that.
no, I had recommended it to my dad and he listened to it too. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I
Mhm.
don't know why, but his memoir is just 10 out of 10.
Mhm. I
And
like
that's when
it.
I started adding other people's memoirs, but I still have not yet to read any of them. Like I added
Mhm.
Brittany's to mine, especially when they said they were making the biopic.
Oh,
So
yeah.
maybe I'll read hers closer to the biopic because I want to be able to compare the memoir to the movie.
Mhm.
Like for the ones where she maybe doesn't name drop, but I can like tell from the movie and the book, like figure out who she's talking about.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm on the memoir self-help wave is cool. And I'm also
Mhm.
my YA. Like I'm really into the college relationships. This is my second book about like a college
Oh,
romance, and I'm
really?
loving every bit of
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I try to
I
do a
just love
self-help
love.
book in the mornings. Like when I work, I listen to one. Like I just finished Coach K's book, Leading with the Heart.
Yeah.
The one Sydney's reading in The Bear.
Oh, I've heard that one's really good.
So good. So I'm not even a Duke fan, but I told my dad it makes me
Yeah.
sad for hating Duke because he was a great coach and just seemed like a really good person.
Yeah.
I mean, I say
Yeah.
that, but
He's
he's
made
not.
a huge
He's still,
impact.
yeah, he's alert. But like, yeah, really good book. So,
Yeah, so guys, we used to be a book and movie pod, but it became too much. We got super duper overwhelmed, so we had to eliminate that book part.
right. But
Because it just
technically,
was
we
not
still kind of
happening.
are because half the shows and movies we review
Yeah, we just
are
not doing the
yes,
comparisons. So if you read it, you can write in the comments about the comparison so you can let us know.
because we
But
can't. We don't have
yeah,
time. Don't have time.
yeah, because I just try to like the same thing you were saying. Like I just try to balance it. Like I'll do an hour of a self help, then like an hour of a YA, like just another book that like has nothing to do with bettering yourself. It's just good to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're growing on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
This is what your 30s are all about, guys. You're looking at it. So, ladies, if you're in your 20s and it's a shit show, don't worry. It gets
It's still a
better.
shit show in the 30s too.
You just know how to better deal with it. And you don't care as much. Like, it's not that serious.
Yes. I'll see. I just
But,
got here.
what did you say?
So I just got here. What Lil Uzi
I'm weak.
say? I don't know. This is my third day out here. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what he said. In his interview, that man is a
Yes.
trip. He's so unintentionally funny.
Yes. Yes. But
Did you have anything to say about the movie? That was all I had. I didn't know if you wanted to touch on anything else. Okay, let them know what we're watching next week.
Okay, so next week we have the second half of Tell Me Lies, season 2, episode 5 through 10. I'm excited for that.
I think it's 5 through 8.
Is it?
I think
It
it's only going
is.
to go to 8.
You're right. You're right. I don't know. I'm just writing stuff. 5 through 8. Second half. Second half.
Yep,
So watch
second
it to the
half.
finale. Watch it to the finale. Also watch the finale, Fight Night. I believe that's
Mm-hmm.
5 through 8 as well on
Mm-hmm.
Peacock. Tell Me Lies is Hulu. And then we have Casino, recommended by Vlad. And I'm pretty sure that's on Prime.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's on Prime. I'll put it on it. I'll, of course, tag it like I always do. But pretty sure
Okay,
it's on Prime.
perfect.
So.
All right,
All
guys.
right,
Once
guys.
again, thank you so much for watching. And as Ashana loves to remind me, like, comment, and subscribe, guys. It really does make a difference. Help us help you. But it's really just helping us. But we appreciate you so much.
Well,
And
some
we'll see you guys.
recommendations and come on here.
Yes.
We have people lined up. Again, we do have people lined up, but we always want to mix it up. You know, 'cause y'all are suggesting stuff that I probably would not watch. Not saying it's anything bad, but
Yeah.
you
And
just
if
have a
if
different.
you're willing to come on the pod, we'll like kind of boost you up. Like,
Mhm.
and if we haven't done a recommendation by you yet, we'll move you up too, because we are starting to get to the point where we are doing some repeats of other people's recommendations. Just maybe either due to time conflicts and things like that. But like, if you want to get on here and chat, let's chat.
I
And if
know
you
y'all are
don't,
watching TV, so why
yeah.
are y'all not sending stuff in? Y'all are all watching something.
Yeah. And y'all be on Twitter, reading the threads. Like, let's get on here and talk. Like, y'all are not too good for the pod.
Right.
All right, guys. As always, thank you. Bye.